Welcome back to another Too Tall Toby modeling challenge, and we are going to do this toy star. It is a tier 4 challenge. Let's jump right in. So today we are going to do an extrude, we're going to do a revolve, we're going to do a sweep, a mirror, and a pattern. A little bit of everything. So let's get our double circle shape here. The center is 20, the outside is 30. And let's make that a symmetric extrude of 10. That value is in my front view here. And let's get into our revolve. So we're going to create a revolve on the right plane, cutting through here. And I'm going to use shift to drag and add my axis of revolution here horizontally above my horizontal axis by a distance of 30, shown out here on the right hand side. So that's my revolution. My geometry is going to be a circle with a diameter of 9. And let's see here. That will be, I do have to close the loop with a single line, so we can do that. Trim off the bottom. And then I'm going to add a center point arc here to kind of get the geometry that I'm looking for. And I want the radius of that to be 2. I'm going to trim off the stuff on the inside. And the dimension that I'm looking for is 11. And 11 goes from this point out here to the opposite point. So a couple of ways I can think about that. There is a way to dimension that. A lot of times it'll give you those diameters. But let's see here. Let's talk about what if we did a construction mirror. Oh, it didn't let me do it. I was hoping that would mirror in construction mode. Okay. Let's dimension from here to the center line. So that would give me essentially this half the distance, but I want the full distance. So if I go back out and then middle click, I get the full distance. So you're kind of doubling your measurement selection. All right, so we got this great lemon Saturn looking shape here. All right, let's create our trajectory on the front plane for this sweep. And we know from the dimensions of the sweep, it's a line that goes from the top revolve to the extrude. The angle outside to outside is 42, so I'm going to make this 42 divided by 2. Okay, and then we know where it hits the extrude, we have this dimension of 17. So I'm going to go for my vertical reference to the outside and make this 17 divided by 2. Okay. All right, so as I get into using this path to make my the leg of the star shape, that is going to be a sweep following this path. I want to flip the end. I want to sketch at the other end. So if I go details, options, I can hit flip here. That works. All right, and I'm going to create a sketch, and it's showing me exactly where that origin would be. Now remember, I drew the outer path, so I don't want to place this centered on it. I want to make it tangent with that diameter of 3, right? So it says here I've got a diameter of 3, but it's going to follow, you can kind of see a little better there, it's going to follow the outside of that path. Okay. So that looks pretty good. It's off a little bit though. It's challenging to see, but we have this little tiny kind of unfilled area up there. So we have an option called merged ends, and merged ends extends your sweep shapes until they're like wrapping around what they connect to. So that's what we want. Let's hit Control D. Okay, and we'll take that sweep and we will mirror that over the right plane. Okay. All right, we're going to take a look at 2 different ways to create this geometry, or to create this pattern. So one, I'm going to hide my planes and I'm going to select the top geometry there. And notice that the pattern tool is not available because that creates patterns of a selected item. And this is multiple items. But I can do a geometry pattern, and geometry patterns are acceptable for geometry that's not going to vary a whole lot. So in this case, I can make 5 instances that fully go around 360 degrees. Okay, so that is my end geometry. Let's see how we did. And we're going to type that in down here. And we did pretty good. Awesome. So the other way to do it, if we want to use a pattern of a feature, which would give us something a little more stable, we can delete the pattern of copy geometry, although I do like how this leaves my original geometry existing. It's not considered part of the pattern. Okay. So again, the pattern requires multiple instances of a selected item. So right now, again, these are lots of things that went into that. So we have those 4 things that all went into making that geometry. So to pattern a selected item, what we do is group those. And that gives us a selected item that we are able to pattern. So we can now take this and pattern around that center axis. And we get the geometry. It looks identical. Confirm that that's the same. Yeah, no change there. So we get identical geometry, but this is going to be a little more robust. If we decide to change this extrude shape to something different, it would probably still function. So we've got 2 different options there. Just remember, if you're doing a pattern of a feature, that it does need to be a single item, and you can kind of work around that by creating a pattern as your a group as your single item. All right. Hope you enjoyed that one, and we'll see you again soon.